Right. So, out of all the characters that we have, I believe the only one we have not covered is the one we just unlocked, with Dry Bowser. Let's see, we've covered all of the... Well, actually, technically we haven't. Because I believe we never covered the large standard cart, along with the Flame Flyer. However, I haven't had very good luck with the Flame Flyer, because of all the times I have failed races with it. So, we may as well just use the standard cart large with Dry Bowser as we tackle the Shell Cup in 150cc. Now, Dry Bowser, I believe, is actually a character originally seen in New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, which is funny because it's actually a game I had, I never played as a kid. Yeah, I had a DS growing up, but I never played New Super Mario Bros. Rather, I instead was more of a Super Mario 64 DS kind of kid. Which is weird because I got the DS pretty late into its lifespan, like I think around 2008. But yet I never played New Super Mario Bros. Okay, this cart seems to be doing better for me so far. So because I never played New Super Mario Bros., I didn't really know about Dry Bowser before this game, and I always thought that he was like an original character for this game, but nope. And Dry Bowser also appears in the, spoiler alert, if you haven't played Super Mario 3D Land, he appears in the final boss of that game. Now, Mario 3D Land is a game that I have played. It was one of the few games I owned on my 3DS back when it came out, or back when I first got the 3DS in 2011, which was also the year that it launched. I got it Christmas 2011, which I believe was after they adjusted the price of the system, because originally, when the 3DS launched in early 2011, it was originally priced at $250, but then they changed the price to a more reasonable $170. And that was when it started selling really well. And there we go, we just barely got first on that one. My god. But yeah, and because I played Mario Kart, or Mario 3D Land after Mario Kart Wii, my thought process when first seeing the Dry Bowser boss was, oh my god, it's that one character from Mario Kart Wii! Even though really, it was more based after New Super Mario Bros. Now, Dry Bowser actually also would reappear in the Mario Kart series in Mario Kart 8 as a DLC character. Which was kind of interesting, because I don't think he ever made an appearance in any other Wii U games, because he wasn't in Super Mario 3D World. So... It's weird that they specifically brought back Dry Bowser, but none of the other characters from this game that they could have brought back as DLC. Like, I don't know. Well, the only other ones I could think of would kind of go into spoiler territory for this game because they're characters that we have not unlocked yet. Anything else to note about Dry Bowser? I don't know. Okay, so this is a new recording session, so... Uh-oh. Come on. Oh, they all missed! Yeah, I got second. Okay. Great. Alright. Let's hope that could do all the next 2 races to still warrant a gold star rank with Ghost Valley 2. Now, this is a new recording session, starting with this cup, so in between this and the previous session, I actually thought up of some more stuff to talk about, and I realized one big thing that I never talked about was the fact that Mario Kart Wii actually had a tie-in with the toy company K-Nex, which is kind of a building toy in similar veins to Lego. And there were a bunch of sets based. There was a bunch of sets of K-Nex based after Mario Kart Wii, including having a bunch of characters, carts, and even racetracks you can build. Of course, I think a lot of people paid attention to it because of the figures of the characters, and people thought like, oh my god, we could finally have Mario minifigures. Keep in mind, this was way before the actual Super Mario Lego sets came out, because back in 2020, Lego would actually team up with Nintendo to make a bunch of Super Mario building sets. And one of the main complaints that people had about them was that they didn't feature normal minifigures for the characters, but rather a bunch of brick-built figures. Which I think because of the non-traditional designs of a lot of Mario characters, I think it kind of works. But, especially for the enemies. But anyways, we got a pretty good time on that. 2-second lead on this race. But yeah, I actually owned some of the K-Nex sets for Mario Kart Wii. And I believe they are the only K-Nex sets that I ever bought, because I had always been a Lego person. But because Nintendo stuff like Mario Kart, they also made sets, I believe, based after the 3DS game New Super Mario Bros. 2. Yeah, that's how long they had the license, up until, because they were able to make sets based after a game from 2012 and a game from 2008. So I guess that's how long they had the Nintendo license. That's interesting. But yeah, I believe I had a set of Mario with a brick-built standard cart. And not only did they release sets of like the carts and the some tracks, they also released a blind bag series, kind of like Lego did with Lego minifigures, with that whole series. K-Nex did a similar thing by repackaging a bunch of the Mario Kart characters that they made to put in there. And I actually bought a couple of them and got figures of Luigi and I believe Bowser. Now, I never bought any of the like expensive sets that were like full-on buildable tracks, but I did watch a lot of videos online of people building these massive tracks with them. And honestly, it's pretty cool, especially since how the carts worked, at least in those sets. There were different sizes for the carts. There were smaller ones that came in those track sets, but there were also larger ones that were sold separately. But how they would work, I believe they had like a pullback functionality, where it's the classic, you know, the classic race car toy pullback functionality, where if you pull the car back, you can kind of wind them up to make them move on their own. And so yeah, those carts did actually have that feature, which was pretty cool. And they would even have pieces based on like specific items, like the banana peel and the what is it? The star. Along with, I believe they also sold like mushrooms and probably red shells and green shells and spiny shells and stuff. But yeah, we got first once again with a 2-second lead once again. So not too bad, all things considered. I thought I'd do a lot worse. But is that enough to get a gold star rank? time to find out. I don't think they ever sold a Dry Bowser as a part of that line. The K-Nex Mario Kart line. I don't even know if they covered any of the unlockable characters, now that I think about it. They might have had Diddy Kong in there, but that's about it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Alright, first place overall with a rank of a gold star. Very nice. Alright. Alright, so, I believe that covers all the characters that we have currently. I guess for the Banana Cup, we could just play as a character that we've already played as before. Like, I don't know. I believe we have not covered all of the lightweight carts. Because we still have the cheap charger to look at. Which, okay, I'll just say it, the reason it auto-selected is because I've tried recording the Banana Cup before, but I did pretty poorly on it. I thought, no, I'm not going to use the footage. But yeah, we'll be doing the cheap charger, which looks pretty cool with dry bones, honestly. Because of it being completely monochrome. Which is interesting. Especially for a design like the Cheap. Ooh, it's a pretty cool hop over that gap. That should help us at least a little, that bullet bill. Now, I believe previously I talked about the K-Nex tie-in with this game. Now, I don't distinctly remember any other, like, specific tie-ins with Mario Kart Wii. Except for one, maybe. But I do know there's been plenty of other Mario Kart games that have had major toy tie-ins. Like Mario Kart 64, which actually had some action figures released alongside the game. I forget who exactly made them. But I'm pretty sure they sold figures of like pretty much the entire cast of that game, along with their specific carts, along with some items that you could attach to the carts, including stuff like shells, bananas, and I think even a Boo. Because in Mario Kart 64, along with Super Mario Kart, the Boo was actually an item, to where it allowed you to steal another player's item, along with pretty much become transparent for a little while. I believe in Super Mario Kart it was actually an item exclusive to battle mode. It was actually not usable in versus races, if I'm not mistaken. But in Mario Kart 64 it's available in all modes. And therefore was in one of the action figures released for Mario Kart 64. It was a cool way to get, you know, figures of characters like Wario and Donkey Kong that might not have had that many figures made for them at the time. Because keep in mind, this is like 97, 98, somewhere around there. So it was one of the few ways you could get like an actual action figure of frickin' Wario. Again, at the time. I'm sure there's plenty that exist now from companies like Jack Specific with their World of Nintendo line. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to own some of those one day. I don't know how much they go for online, but if they're for a reasonable price, I might consider picking them up. Alright, time for Shy Guy Beach. Now, I do know, for Mario Kart 8, there were actually, I do distinctly remember 2 different toy tie-ins for the game. Mainly because, you know, I believe Mario Kart 8 has been the mainline Mario Kart game for, God, almost a decade now. Because it came out in 2014, and there has not been a new Mario Kart game since. So it makes sense that there would be two major toy tie-ins. I don't know whether each of them were for the Wii U version or the Switch version with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't remember. I think at least one of them was actually for the Wii U version. Okay, that crab just came out of nowhere. But, one of the tie-ins was definitely with Hot Wheels, which is, you know, kind of a match made in heaven, like Mario Kart and Hot Wheels. Like, why haven't they teamed up before? You know? Oh, come on! Really? Whatever. And there was also, I believe, a tie-in with McDonald's, to where there was a bunch of Mario Kart 8 Happy Meal toys. Which is something that would happen often, to where Nintendo and McDonald's would collaborate. Or at least sometimes. Sometimes Nintendo would actually collaborate with Burger King to have kids' meal. Why was I in first place there for a bit? Whatever. Why I lose my... Okay, I lose my item if I get shrunken. That's what I thought. How come Toad wasn't affected by the POW block? Oh, come on. Third place. Okay, fine, game. Anyways, because I believe Nintendo collaborated with Burger King to make toys to tie in with the release of the Wii U back in 2012. So I remember a friend having one of those toys. I believe it was a toy of, like, I think it had, like, of Donkey Kong. And it had a little lever on it to where you could release, like, a barrel. It was pretty interesting. It was something we would play around with all the time. I don't remember if any of them actually had any, like, thing to do with the Wii U console itself, like the gamepad or something. But what I do remember is that, I don't know if this was Burger King or McDonald's, but there were definitely toys specifically themed to the Wii, to where it would have this weird function of, like, part of the toy being a Wii remote, and it would attach to the main toy, and you could, like, launch it from the Wii remote or something. I think they were Mario toys. I don't exactly remember. They might have even been Mario Kart. I don't know. I'll have to look into it a little more. Maybe after I record this cup, I could look it up just to make sure I know what I'm talking about. But what's funny is that these are mainly toys that I would see my friends own. I don't think I own any of them myself. The only McDonald's toys I remember owning were mainly movie tie-in toys. Because I guess when I was young enough to still be, you know, getting McDonald's Happy Meals, I probably wasn't as into video games as I am now, but rather more into movies. That's why I remember more having toys that tied in with movies, like, I think it was mainly DreamWorks stuff, like Monsters vs. Aliens and Shrek Forever After. Along with, I think, even some for Kung Fu Panda. I think I also had the Happy Meal toys released alongside the Blue Sky movie Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs, because that was a pretty big movie at the time. I think even saw that movie in theaters, funnily enough. To be fair, though, I think everyone did. Because didn't that movie gross like nearly $1 billion worldwide? It was crazy. Everyone saw Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. It was an event, I think. At least to the eyes of me as a kid in 2009. I definitely remember it feeling like an event. Oh no, you don't, Toad. Cheeps for the win, baby. Over, what is that, freaking duck? Toad? Come on. Seems like I always see, in these races, Toad always riding the Quacker. No other character, just Toad. It's weird. It's like there's something in the game's code that only allows it for Toad to ride the Quacker. I know that's not the case because I've seen other characters ride it in these races, but it's like 9 times out of 10 it's Toad. More so than other characters. It's weird. Anyways, I do also distinctly remember another toy seeing at a friend's house, seeing it. I believe they had like a Yoshi toy that definitely came in. Again, I don't remember if it was a Burger King kids meal or if it was a McDonald's Happy Meal. But I do distinctly remember the only thing that the Yoshi toy did was you would press a button and it would play the Yoshi theme. I believe straight from I think it was straight from Yoshi's Story, right? The, you know, the do. And I'm pretty sure that was the first time I had ever actually heard the theme in my entire life. And what's weird is that whenever I hear the Yoshi's Story overworld theme now, or yeah, that toy is all I think of whenever I hear it in any situation, which I think is weird. There's Rosalina on the Flame Runner. Okay, she definitely knows what she's doing when it comes to playing Mario Kart Wii. But yeah, ain't that fun. Oh, come on! Looks like I'm the one getting Mario Karted. Oh, never mind. I got nothing. I don't think I have any other stories about fast food toys. At least when it comes to Mario. Alright, we got 55 points overall. Not too shabby, but we'll see if that's enough to get a gold star rank. We could probably skip the ceremony screen, because we've already seen Drybones' victory animation. So let's just skip straight to the action, where we got a rank of a gold star! Alright! Very, very nice. We can now play on the 150cc Leaf Cup. Perfect. And that's it.